Hi, and welcome to the video. Today we're continuing on with converting this Figma design to a web page. And let's go ahead and see where we left off in the last video. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. And we only have to implement this last part down here with the company logos and graduate section. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's go ahead and open up the code. And if we take a look at our component, you can see we have the header, we have the body, and now we want to go ahead and create a new component here called landing top v2 graduate. And what we want to do is want to take the content from the body and we'll paste it in here. And we'll actually remove almost everything inside here and just have a div called landing top v2 graduates. And then we'll change this to be graduates as well. We'll keep the image loader here because we are going to need that. We'll keep these as well because we can just rename these and grab our images quite quickly. So let's go ahead and start with a paragraph and say graduates work at, and then we'll create a new div with a class name landing top v2 logos container. And then we need to go ahead and grab all of the images that we need. So we need Apple. So that's going to be Apple. Oh, come on. Can I get some assist here? There we go. So that's this one, I think. App PNG. And then we need Google. That's going to be landing Google PNG. And then we need to grab Spotify. And that's going to be Spotify, I think. Let's see if the autocomplete agrees with me. Spotify PNG. And then we want to grab Microsoft from the assets, images, landing, Microsoft PNG, I hope. Let's see. Microsoft PNG, yeah. And then lastly, we want the Amazon image. And that's going to be the same path as well. You could just copy paste this, but Amazon. So there we have all our images. And now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab the image loader and we'll say Apple, and then we'll give it a class name of landing top v2 graduates logo. And we'll grab this, swap this out with Google, and we'll say Google as the alt tag. Let's add logo just so it's clear. And then next is Spotify. And then we have Microsoft. And finally, we have the Amazon logo. Now we have all of our logos and we have our text here. Let's go ahead and add it to the landing top v2. And we have our autocomplete here. That's going to help us import it. So it's imported that up here. So now I think we can go ahead and take a look in the browser once it updates. It's going to include a section down here. And yeah, so you can see we have all our logos and it's all horribly wrong. They're all too large, so we need to do a little bit of work here. So we'll say, we'll grab this class name here. We'll go to landing CSS and we'll say, let's go to the bottom here, continue on here, and we'll say max width 100 pixels. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to make it a flex container. And that's going to make sure that our logos are going to stack up next to each other. And we'll do align item center. All right. So now what we're also going to do is we're going to say position relative, and we're going to give it a set index of 300. And then we're going to do justify content space between. And actually, we're going to move this to the landing top V2 graduates. Landing top V2 graduates. And we're doing this in order to make sure that we position it over the top of this image right here. So already we have some quite nice results. We have to do a little bit of work here. I think we're going to say 150 pixels here. And then the Apple image, we might have to work a little bit on separately. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and give this a class name as well. Or actually, it's going to be an ID. Landing top V2 graduates header. And we'll copy that. And we'll go ahead and put that here. The color is going to be white. Have a margin bottom of 2 rem. Okay, so let's go ahead and see where is our paragraph. So my suspicion is that it's behind the photo here. Let's go ahead and check that out. If we remove this, oh, it's right here. But yeah, our ID hasn't taken effect yet. So let's go ahead and see what we have done. And yeah, need to make this an ID selector, not a class selector. That makes sense. All right, so what I also want to do now, I want to give it a, I'm going to say 1 rem here and font weight normal. And I'm going to take this container and I'm going to transform translate Y. Oh, not this container, but the entire graduates container. And we're going to transform it up by 25 pixels for now. Whoops. Need to do minus in order to move in the correct direction. And let's see. There we go. And I want to make sure that we can change some of these individually. So I'll go ahead and give this another class called landing top graduates logo Apple. And we'll go to the CSS file and we'll say logo Apple with 75 pixels, height 75 pixels, move the max width, and that's the Microsoft image. Okay, so let's remove the width or the height, and we just want to keep the width like that. Thank you, VS Code. So we'll remove the height. We'll do font size 1 rem here. We'll add some more margin, I think, because it's a little tight when the logo was adjusted. So we'll do it like that. All right. So maybe we'll go ahead and adjust the Microsoft logo just a little bit. So we'll see. We head back to our code. We have the Microsoft logo right here. So I'll copy this and I'll create a new class here. And then we'll go back to our landing CSS. And we're gonna say max width 200 pixels. And hopefully that's gonna take care of this. So I want it to be a little bit larger just so it matches up with the other logos. So there we go. There's the update. And now I think it matches a little bit better. So this is what we have so far. We can do one more thing on the header. So landing header. And the input is going to be placeholder search for courses. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we give that a class as well. So the input here, we can go ahead and do a pseudo class input placeholder color white. So that's going to give us hopefully a white color on our placeholder here. And I think that's it. I think that's everything we need to do in order to get this to work. Now, you could do a lot more. You can make it mobile friendly. And I'm not going to do that in this video. Maybe I'll do it in a later one. But for now, we kind of have what we need in order to showcase how feature toggling works. So I'm happy. It looks fairly similar to what I sketched out. So I'm happy with that. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in and following along. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.